right, gamers, you know me, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of what I've played in Arc Raiders, and this game's a banger. I just want to say that. You guys know I never really play other games on stream because I'm too scared. Got about 45 hours into the game, and how am I feeling about playing my first extraction shooter? Well, I do want to point out that it is a lot of fun. You might lose some sleep, you might lose a relationship. Hell, your mom or dad might not even talk to you no more because you're ignoring their phone calls because you're too busy taking on the Arc and taking on players. What do you want to do to get into the game? You know, I'm not going to sit here and give you a full breakdown guide of everything to do because really you just got to go in and learn just like everybody else. But do understand one thing: when you go to hit play, there is a little bit on the map that you can learn from this. So again, you'll unlock these maps as you're playing, and this is a night raid. Night raid means it's fewer active returning points, no more active raider hatches, meaning you can't escape through the raider hatches, and it's increased loot. But people know that it's increased loot and they're going to want your loot. So it's going to be a little bit toxic in the night raids, solo and team play. But any of these maps, if you go in, you can literally go in solo, make sure you got prox chat on, talk to people, stay friendly. But again, they might betray you, so get ready for that. Teams, they're hit or miss. Some teams you'll run into and they'll be like, hey, I'm working on a quest. I've teamed up with other teams. I mean, we had this one game where it was literally like me and 8 other people running around. It's there. Before you start playing though, I do want to tell you guys to go to the practice range. And the reason why this is important is you got to learn how to shoot. I didn't do this when I was playing, and I do want to give you guys some tips and tricks here. Something I didn't do in the first 30 hours of me, actually like the first 38 hours of me playing, I didn't change my reticle. So you're sitting here using these basic reticles on these weapons and you're missing a lot of shots because the hair could move. So as you see here, this is my anvil. I got a big green circle target to just blast headshots, you know? It makes it easy. And if you want to know how to do this, go into your settings, go into your accessibility, and then mess with the crosshair settings here, and you can change it. It's awesome. Please do it. Also, you want to make sure that these 2 settings are off. Move crosshair when line of fire blocked, off, and smooth when line of fire is blocked. You have to turn this one off first. So watch, if you do this, you turn this off, it won't let you turn this one off. So please make sure you do that. Graphics settings wise, really didn't mess with anything. I turned VSync off. I did turn this to static. I guess it helps with crashes. And then obviously, you know, you just run on view distance should be epic. And I've been running everything on medium settings just because it's easier to see people in the bushes. And I got called a bot for running epic in a PvP game. So yeah, this is what we're rocking with. One cool thing I wanted to mention with controls, a lot of people think you need to press the button to bring up your wheel for your heals, but you really don't. You don't really have to ever bring this up ever again. So as you see here, I'm on my heal, but if I tap it again, I'm on my other heal. If I tap it again, I'm on my shield. If I tap it again, I'm on my grenade. You could be in a fight and you could just have to like throw a nade, then heal, and then shield charge without bringing up that. So whatever your keybind is set to, that secondary item, you could spam it. You never have to bring this wheel up again. I did bring this wheel up in fights and I was dying. So now let's talk about what you're going to be doing. I do want to point out there is quests, okay? And as you see, some of these quests will give you cool items. Like the one I'm on right now gives me a muzzle brake 2, gives me a vertical grip 2, and also a stable stock 2. And some of these quests have given me really good items. But again, some of them are kind of a pain to do. So don't really feel like you need to do all these quests right when you start. Just pick them up from the traders. You can just click on one, and if there's a quest available, it'll highlight right up here in this tab, and just play the game. If you end up being in an area that has your quest, you can go do it or just completely ignore it. Let's talk about Scrappy. I got my Scrappy to level 5, and man, it's a pain. The reason why this is important to get is because while you're playing, Scrappy is just getting you basic materials that you're going to need for end game, and also just crafting stuff. And the reason why it's nice to get him to 5 is because he gets you more materials. But you're going to run into a lot of pain searching for prickly pears, apricots, dog collars, pillows, and mushrooms. When you get to the mushrooms parts, it's terrible. Yes, you do want to level this up, but please take your time. There's probably YouTube videos out there. Go look them up. There's people are going to give you the best and fastest ways to do this. It's very important. Moving on to the benches and moving on to your other utility in the game, you definitely want to craft all your benches. But when you start leveling these up, you're going to see that you're going to run into rare issues. Like me, I need 6 bastion cells. If you guys don't know what a bastion is, it's one of those guys that crawls around. He's like white with legs, and then he shoots rockets at you and machine guns, and actually he just shoots machine guns. But yeah, they're hard to kill, and you usually got to use wolf packs or really good grenades or team up with other players. So I'm still working on that too, but it will get my gear bench to 3. Now, Getting your gunsmith to 3 is very important so you can craft these weapons like Jupiter and Equalizer that you get from the Queen. But also, this is a very common blueprint here. It's called the Batina. It is an assault rifle that uses heavy ammo, and this thing shreds the arc and shreds players. You just need to bring in a lot of heavy ammo. But again, when you get to the point where all your gear benches are leveled up, you can just buy ammo with your coins because you won't need to spend them on anything else. But you do need to be at a rank bench 3 to make this weapon. So it's really nice to craft weapons and find the blueprints. We'll get to that in a second. Also with medical, as you see here, I need 2 more rusted medical kits just to finish my medical lab 3. It's very important that you do this because you're going to be running into a lot of players that have better meds than you. And you're going to be like, man, how did they heal so quick? It's because they're using sterilized bandages and they have probably the Vita shots as well. They're going to pretty much heal 3 times faster than you. Sterilized bandage heals you 5 per second and the duration is 10 seconds. And the use time is only a second and a half, which is the same as a bandage. But as you see here, you only get healing 2 per second. This is 5 per second. So it's 2.5 times stronger than a normal bandage. So they're going to get healed. Plus the herbal bandage, you're going to get 3.5 for 10 seconds. So literally if people have sterilized bandages on them and herbal bandages and all you have is this, you're screwed. Another thing I do want to point out is a shield. A shield in this game is just DR. So if you have the choice between a shield or a health, you need to go health first. This is not like Fortnite. This is not like any other game. You need to heal with your heals first, then give your charges. So if you have, a medium shield or a heavy shield on, that's just more DR. But your health, every time you do get shot, you will take an ounce, a little bit of health, even if you have full shield. I just want to point that out. I definitely made the mistake and did my shield first and I died. Going into your refiner, you definitely want to level this up as well, but you will need bombardier cells to go to level 3. It's very important you do this because you can craft end game stuff. This cloth is used for those heals, and you can craft your mechanical components and electrical components so that you can get better looting kits like the MK2 looting, which is going to give you 2 prison wallet pockets so you can put more things in your butt, and mechanical components so you can craft really good guns like the anvil. So again, very important stuff. Explosives, very key too, leveling that up to 3. Again, do you really need this to level 3 right now? No, it's decent, but some of these grenades really help you in the end game. Utility, again, the same thing. You should definitely level this up because you can craft Raider hatch keys. Having these is very important. What this is that it's an extra extraction. If you're near one, you'll need a Raider hatch key, but just be careful. I've actually used these keys and got left outside because the timer is so short. So make sure you're standing around it and ready to leave, or you will get left. Also, there's a really cool cloak here that you can craft that it makes you invisible to arc. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen clips. It's busted. While you're on this page, you could hit your keybind and see the blueprints that you have too. Once you have these unlocked, you can, as you see, it says blueprint already learned. So if you find this, you can either sell it and get more coin or give it to a friend. Going over skill tree points, I can't really give you much honesty on this because again, I'm still learning. I can definitely tell you if you're starting out, you should go nimble climber and then 5 into marathon runner and 5 into youthful lungs, just because that first 11 points is going to give you great mobility. But then I started going into silent scavenger because I wanted to make less noise when looting, and I also wanted my loot to reveal faster. But the end game goal is to get the security breach because you can hit these security lockers. There's lockers in the game that you can't hit unless you have someone in your team that has this. Now there is some glitches and some exploits to get in there, but again, we're not really worried about that. I'm just telling you. Broad shoulders is insane too because you can increase the maximum weight you can carry so you do not become encumbered and you're not slow. There is no respec on this page yet. I think a lot of people are really into this game, and the fact that they're holding over 1 million players a day, probably going to give some quality of life update to be able to respec not your whole tree. Maybe it's a lot. At some point you could probably bring a skill tree back or 2. I do have a screenshot of somebody that did tweet their skill tree. If you wanted to just use this as reference, you guys can screenshot this, but it is a gamer by the name of Roleplay Randy. He is level 75 max, and this is what he chose on the tree. Maybe you like a point that he did, maybe you didn't, but this is kind of just somebody that's completed the whole tree and gamed a lot. So I snagged this off Twitter. Decks, these are cool. As you play, you get decks, you get credits, and you can unlock stuff, and there's cool loot in these. You should definitely do this because it has some cool loot, like 3 wolf packs on the second page, and then you can get a grapple hook somewhere too. I forgot what page that's on. It is on page 3. This is actually a grapple hook. I deleted mine. I sold it because I was greedy. The store, if you bought the deluxe edition, you had some Raider tokens. I went for the Mirage set just because I thought it was dope. But yeah, there's some other stuff there too. So now let's talk about the big problem, the big elephant in the room. That's right. As you see here, I need 200,000 coins to upgrade my stash, and this is not even the max one. This goes to 280 slots, but you can get more coming in December. It's yeah, it's expensive. So you're going to be selling a lot of stuff, and you're probably like, well, Clyde, what do I sell? What do I do? In most cases, you're going to be going into solos with a free loadout. And the reason why these are so good is because if you end up making it out, this free loadout augment can be traded. So you're going to go to the traders, and you definitely want to pay attention to these because we're going to go over these next. But you can actually come here and buy a looting MK1 for one free loadout augment. So as soon as I come out of the free loadouts, I just come here and buy these. Now, again, you'll probably be upgrading to blue, but you'll get there. Other things with these traders, you should definitely see if you want to buy stuff, because some of you might not have materials to get more ammo or anything. So again, if you want to just grab some heavy ammo here, this is 900 a case. And also, these guns are on a 24-hour timer. So if you got cash and you got plenty of coins, you can buy 3 anvils today, and then in 24 hours you could buy 3 more. Definitely take advantage of this, because you're going to be losing guns when you're getting killed in action, and you lose all your stuff. You're going to be like, damn, I should have bought more. So now going into your loadouts, like I said, having a safe pocket is huge, because you can put stuff in your bum and people can't take it. Now you can do the same thing with a looting MK2. As you see here, it has 22 backpack space, and you have 2 safe pockets, and you also get 3 augmented slots as well. You really don't have to worry about that right now, because that's like towards the end game. But I like to go in with at least an anvil or a pharaoh. It's just, they feel really good. But don't sleep on the Abrigio. This thing with attachments just burns people and pretty much 2 or 3 bursts them, and also is really good against the arc. I snagged this off a player, haven't put it on since because I'm scared to lose it, but I will start crafting them again. But yeah, I just go in with an augment, a shield, 1 gun, plenty of ammo. Going with my herbal bandages because I can craft them now. A couple shields, you know, maybe a grenade to take out some stuff. But if I really wanted to get fancy, I would go into my inventory and maybe take a wolf pack with me and put it in my safe pocket. That way, in solos, you're always going to get ran over by, like, if a snitch sees you, the hornets and the wasps are coming in, and you're probably going to get ran. I die a lot by arc just in solos, especially when I'm on free kits. I do want to explain to you that you are going to not want to shoot heavily armored arc with light ammo. That's just not going to work for you. You want to be on medium or heavy. So if you load in and you end up getting a light ammo kit for a free loadout, you better avoid the arc at all costs, or you're in trouble. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys how to manage your stash, because it is pretty hard to do. Like I said, I'm just keeping guns, trying out some stuff I want, and deleting it as I go. Ammo is going to be a problem too, but what's cool is you can, if you have a lot of attachments in here, you can actually slap these attachments on your weapons, so you can free up some spots. So as you see here, I'm going to go to my weapons, and there's 3 attachments there, 2 attachments there, 1 attachment there, and then I put an attachment on that anvil, 4 here, 2 here. It just frees up some spots. Now, I don't agree with the stack limit. This is what chokes up your vault. 3 3 3 3 3. Now watch what happens when I go to the crafting materials. It does the same thing. 5 5 5 5 5 5. This is what cripples your vault, because the stack inventory size isn't there. And I understand, again, for being my first extraction shooter, people have told me this is how it is in all the games. They want to choke up your stash so that you do think about what you're going to save or not. So don't worry about this stuff right now. Most of the time, you just right click on something, and you can either sell it or you can recycle, and it tells you what it can be. This is metal parts. Since my Scrappy, my rooster gives me plenty of metal parts, I don't need to do that. So if you just want to like test the waters, like, why would I need duct tape? Well, duct tape gives me all these grips, which I definitely want. I mean, it says it right on the screen for you, so it's pretty simple. But there is some stuff that you will delete, and you'll be like, man, why would I ever need these synthesized fuels? Or why do I need, you know, batteries? You know, like, this is medium shield. You go loot the bushes while you're in game, and you're like, well, why do I need this? Well, this is medical supplies. This is how you make herbal bandages and antiseptic, which is going to be used for the better heals in the end games. Last couple things, when you are trying to level up your vendors, or you're doing a quest, you can click track, and it just shows up for you in game. All you got to do is open up your menu, and it literally shows you all the stuff in game, what you're looking for. And if you find a quest item, as you see, the eye is over my snitch scanner because I still need 1 more. So as you're looting, you'll be like, oh, you need one of those because your vendor ranks up, or a quest. One last thing let's talk about is the Actually, two last things. Trials. What are these? These unlock at 15. They're important to do because they pretty much give you weekly challenges, and you should be 3-starring them to try and get the best loot. As you see, I just started my damage hornets. You have to do this in one run. So my best run was 2,977. Again, I wasn't really trying to find hornets, but if you just load in night raid or whatever, shoot as many hornets as you can and extract, and you can get these gift boxes down here. This is reward 1, reward 2, and reward 3. This does drop good loot. It can drop blueprints. It could drop some crazy stuff. You should definitely do these if you want something to do. There's also leaderboards for these, so you can move up in the leaderboard. And what's crazy about these ranks is you can go through all these ranks and get to the final one, the Cantina Legend, and get some crazy in-game cosmetics. A lot of this stuff, if you look for it, that they have stuff like this in the game, it does end in 42 days. So you got to really be on this. If you don't want to mess with trials, you don't need to, but it's just something for you to do. Now let's talk about the projects. The last thing, what is this? Well, this is how you're going to reset your character. Now, I know as a new player or someone that wants to get into this, you do not want to lose all your stuff. To my knowledge, you do not have to do this when the next season starts. You know, game comes out, they already got roadmaps made. Wish my game did that. They got a cool events coming in November. They got new season starting in December. Pretty much what you're doing is you're handing in all these materials to pretty much send your raider out to get reset. So there's going to be 6 steps here. So yes, as you see, I started doing it. I'm on step 2. So again, you should definitely start paying attention to these materials so that you are doing this. You have plenty of time to get this ready. If you press about, it tells you everything you need to see here, the overview. But here is why I think that everybody should do this at least once, because you got nothing to lose. If you do reset in December and you reset all the way to 0 and you're like, man, I wish I didn't do that, I don't want to do this grind again, then just don't do it ever again and level up. You're going to lose all your stash upgrade progress. You're going to lose all your inventory items. You're going to lose your blueprints, your coins, your player level, your skill point, your raider den, your workshop, and your quests. Yeah, that's right. It's a wipe. There's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff coming in November and December. And when we're playing in December, you're going to have stuff to do and new things to unlock. But this is what you keep. You're going to keep the unlocked maps, the unlocked workshops, codecs, the raider tokens, the credits, the raider deck progress, your leaderboards, your trials, your cosmetics, your personal event progress, and also you're going to get bonus skill points earned from expeditions. So you will have more skill points than anybody else in the game. Also, you're going to have bonus stash slots earned from expeditions, meaning you will have more bonus stash spots than any other player in the game if you do this. I encourage you to do this at least once. I'm a new player. I've never played extraction shooters. I'm going to do this at least once, and then we'll see how I feel. But there's more information here. It tells you the rewards and the buffs. It tells you that you got increased XP gains and extra scrappy materials and increased weapon repairs and more stash space. You also get a bonus skill points, and everything's here. So it tells you what to do, it tells you what the calendar is, tells you you'll have 60 days to gather your resources. I know I just did a lot of yapping. I should have put this in separate videos, but I just really wanted to tell you guys how I feel about this game and what I've learned just from not me. I've learned a lot from chat. This game's dope. I have a lot of fun with it. Just have a mic. Prox chat solos is not toxic. There is some people that will rat you. Practice in solos, and then when you team up with friends and you guys go into some heavy areas with good loot. I also want to point out here something I haven't talked about: the actual map. So what I'm showing on screen right now is there's a wiki map. We will put the link in the description. So what you're going to be able to do is click on Damn Battlegrounds or whatever one you're loading into, and then just click hide all. What I like to do is I come down here and I click on loot zones so I can see the name, and then maybe I want to look for weapon cases. As you see here, you just have a whole route in front of you of where all the weapon cases can be in the map. So if you spawn up here by the apartments, you can hit this, and then you can go here to the old battlegrounds, and then you can come back here. I always tell people to try and get used to taking the outside routes first and stay on the outside of the maps, and then once you start getting good at it, you can go into the inside. As you see here, just in the medical building, there's a lot of cases here. You definitely want to check the weapon cases. Then you got the ammo crates. There's tons of stuff. But maybe you're doing a quest and you're looking for a sentinel. Look how nice this is. It shows you where the sentinels are. So this Wikipedia map is really cool. There's going to be some times where you're looking for a sentinel and it doesn't spawn there, and you're looking for it. That happened to me. I know this game was supposed to be a PvE looter shooter at first, and then they add the PvP stuff. I really do wish that there was a harder PvE mode, like crazy stuff that could drop down the road. Not now. If there could be a PvE mode where there was more bots and you had to work as a team, you and your others, or you could solo and you just fight some big boss at the end, it kind of reminds me of, I forgot the name. I think it was Call of Duty Ascension or something, or Ascension. I was fighting the Kraken on a ship. I don't know. It was some Call of Duty mode. I can't think of it, but yeah, it was just, you had to loot the whole ship and then you fought the big monster octopus at the end. It was crazy, but like the PvE mode would bang in this for sure. I know a lot of people are having mixed opinions right now. Like, oh, I just wish there wasn't PvP. The PvP aspect does make it fun. You're going to have good experiences. You're going to have bad experiences. Some people are going to rat you. Some people, I was fighting today. I was leaving in a trio. I was looking for something for 2 days in the game. I had it on me and we got ratted at the end. It happens. You got to remember, it's not your loot. It's the game's loot. They were just letting you try it out for a little bit. Don't be punked out of the extraction shooter. It's a lot of fun. If you're having a rough time, just go in and do a whole bunch of free loadout. Lose, you lose. Who cares? But if you win and you come out with some good loot, do that 4 or 5 times, and then you can go in and be like, check this out. A lot of people don't know this, but you can go into your workshop and let's say you want to level up a gun you got. Okay, so you have on a level 1 anvil, and as you see here, you can level this up to level 2, and just leveling this up to level 2, look what it does. It gives it 25% increased rate, and you could do this with like a arrow as well. Leveling this up to level 4 would give me 39% reduced reload time and 10 durability. And this is cheap. All you need is mechanical components, which you can craft, and then you got your simple gun parts, which are just stuff you got to pick up. But just going in here and just leveling up a weapon before you go in could change the game. Your Pharaoh could be better than the person you're going up against. But like I said, just trade up, do 4 or 5 reloadouts, and then go into your normal loot. I would love to see a save loadout. It'd be really cool to see that. So I don't understand why we can't have that yet. Like custom loadout, there should be a tab up here where it's just like, this is the loadout that you love taking in, like favorite loadout. So if you have the stuff in your vault, you could save it as a favorite and you could just go in so you don't have to worry about stuff. But again, little quality of life stuff. But other than that, I think it's a banger. I think this game is going to survive. It's going to be really interesting to see how Marathon is going to compete with this. I really don't see it unless Marathon's coming out with some banger stuff. This is more fun play, not ability based. Marathon was just be on a character and pop smokes, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully me just going over the honest review, telling you guys how it is and giving you some tips. These are all things I wish I knew sooner when I played. That was literally the whole point of making this video, of just stuff I wish I knew 40 hours ago. Sorry if I didn't go over anything that might have been more explained to you, or maybe there's stuff that you think that I should tell people right now in this video to be like, hey, you should tell them about this. This is just basic stuff to set up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and yeah, can't wait to play more. See you guys in chat.